Thank you for tuning in. I'm that Christmas dude. Please hit that like and subscribe and make sure you show me your support. This episode today is going to be on ugly Christmas sweaters. You see, I have one on right now, right? So at the end of the year, around Christmas, you're going to see a whole lot of parties. Could be your job party, end of the year family, Christmas party, your friends gathering. And one of those is going to end up being an ugly Christmas sweater party. So as we jump into this video, we're going to find a lot of myths about where this came from, how it got established. We're going to have some fun with this one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go.
The day to don those once-a-year wearables is here. Today is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. The creative holiday tradition is hotter than ever. CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch looks at the history behind this festive trend.
Their required attire for Christmas time carpool karaoke
The snow's coming down.
have taken center stage on the big screen.
Maybe this was the mysterious Mr. Right I've been waiting my whole life to meet.
Remember, Bridget?
I'm going to stop this right here. So, I love ugly Christmas sweaters, but honestly, I don't want mine to be too ugly. So right here, I kind of got my one I normally wear. I have two of them. But I kind of make it me. I'm not super over the top, but I do like it to be noticeable. This one does have lights. I don't have my batteries on today. But this is where I believe the ugly Christmas sweater got popular. So I paused it on this moment in this movie. I'm not going to age myself. Bridget Diaries, right? So this movie has a Christmas party scene, and as the person she was interested turned around, this is what popped up. It was just a simple Rudolph, right? But this was a Hollywood trend. Once this movie was very popular, but once everybody's seen this scene, these ugly Christmas sweaters just went over the roof. This is where they started selling it everywhere, Targets, Walmart, whatever. So I would say this is what made it popular, but maybe not exactly where it started.
Baby Dalton.
And in our newsroom, they're kitschy, comical, sometimes crude, may even light up or jingle. 'Tis the season for ugly sweaters.
I do love ugly sweaters.
I'm a huge fan of lights, so if you're gonna see my ugly sweater, you're gonna see it from a mile away.
Here's a pic.
Now, there's a good and bad about ugly sweaters with lights, right? The good thing is you do see it from afar. You're going to get noticed first. The bad part about it is most of these sweaters usually take two of those kind of 3200 or 2500 batteries, and they don't typically last long. So usually the ones that are meant for lights are meant for lights. And when they don't have them on, they don't look too good. So honestly, it's a good and bad to it. But if you don't have lights, you probably need a whole lot right in the center to kind of make it visible as you walk into that party.
Proof. Gabriella Gallardo's sweater is certainly merry and bright.
What qualifies as the ugliest, though?
Probably something that has like stuff all over it, like stuff stuck to it, and like on your sleeves and on your back and all over the place.
Kelly Fitzpatrick really gets into her ugly sweaters. Oh, Christmas tree. We met all these jolly folk at Everything Christmas in Lake Grove, where ugly sweaters have been a mainstay for the past 5 years.
They haven't gotten uglier, I can tell you that.
No, they haven't.
Here, there aren't just sweaters for humans, but for your beer, too. Need some eye-popping accessories to wear with your knitwear? Look no further. I think they're cool.
I truly feel that this place has accessories, but I feel like if your sweater is more than enough, you don't need all that. So the focus should be on the sweater. So when you walk into that party, typically most of those parties have contests. So your sweater wants to be the primary thing. If you got to add the pants with the hat, with the shoes, with the garments and jewelry, to me, it takes away from the sweater. But to each his own.
You know, I've got a few myself.
Lorette Morgan admits her Christmas sweaters are vintage.
When you
you bought them, though, did you think they were ugly?
No, not at all. Not at all.
True.
She wasn't alone. To prove it, we met with Fashion Institute of Technology Associate Professor Lisa D'Onofrio, who tells us the Christmas sweater story began in the early 50s.
They were the typical Norman Rockwell type family. On Christmas Day, mom and dad would wear them. They would go caroling.
In the 80s, people wore them for real.
They were considered beautiful and embellished.
D'Onofrio actually designed them in the late 80s and early 90s.
A lot of coloring and rendering, working with, it was more like artwork.
Here's her portfolio.
What would one of your sweaters potentially retail for?
Probably in the $70 range, and they would go up to about $125.
Today you can find them for way less, but so seems the quality. I asked her if she's at all offended that Americans now consider these sweaters.
I wanted you guys to hear that. So she did mention the 50s is kind of where it starts swinging in full action with the ugly Christmas sweaters. But she said, it looks like this broadcaster is saying that she mentioned in America when it got. So that means it probably did not start here. I'm imagining somewhere in Europe is kind of where this started. But, you know, obviously Americans, we take everything to the next level. So, yeah, that's some good. That's really not a myth, but it seems like it did not start here. But we kind of put a little on it, right, with Hollywood. So, and that movie, obviously, Bridget Diaries. Now that I think about it, I don't know if that's an American movie. That might be a British movie. So, looks like we are trailing Europe in this.
Ugly.
No, not at all. I think it's part of the times. I think it's so much fun.
Good tidings they certainly bring to you and your kin during this most wonderful time of year.
Happy Christmas!
Well, I hope we learned something today, but honestly, it's a great festive thing. It just brings joy. So go get you a sweater. It's good to have at least one, two preferably, but I would only recommend go to one party. That's an ugly Christmas sweater. I think it gets a little play when you overdo more than two. So till next time, please hit that subscribe. I'm that Christmas dude, and make sure your ugly Christmas sweater represents you. Merry Christmas, Melikaliki Maka. Until next time, peace. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please hit that like and make sure you don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I'm that Christmas dude. Merry Christmas all year long.